Evolution of media laws in Pakistan from East India Company rule to British Raj and independence. What is media law? Media law is a law that regulates media production and use. Media law can encompass many different types of media, including broadcast television, internet, and print media. East India Company rule from 1858 to 1947. The Press Act of 1857 was enacted during the colonial rule of the East India Company in British India. This act is historically significant as it marked one of the earliest attempts to regulate the press in the Indian subcontinent. Some key points of this Press Act are censorship and licensing, preventive detention, English language requirement, control over indigenous languages. The Vernacular Press Act 1878. The Vernacular Press Act of 1878 was another significant piece of legislation enacted during the colonial rule of British India. This act was specifically targeted at publications in vernacular languages, seeking to control and regulate the regional press. Some of the key points of this act are empowerment of local officials, preventive censorship, fines and confiscation, increased government control. Impact on freedom of press from 1858 to 1947. The Press Act of 1857 and the Vernacular Press Act of 1878 had a profound impact on the freedom of the press in British India, significantly restricting the ability of newspapers to operate independently and express dissenting views. The impact on freedom of the press can be summarized as follows: censorship and prior restraints, licensing and control, preventive detention and legal action, restrictions on vernacular press, resistance and adaptation. British Raj and independence, 1947. The Indian Independence Act of 1947 was a crucial piece of legislation enacted by the British Parliament to facilitate the end of British rule in India and the creation of two independent nations, India and Pakistan. Key features of the Indian Independence Act of 1947 include partition of British India, independence and sovereignty, princely states option, transfer of power, communal riots and mass migration.